We open to this mysterious scene of a shootout. A rose in the water and a guy smiling while some blood trickles down his face. With a slow, haunting banger piano in the background, which immediately transitions into this upbeat, iconic jazz and rock intro, which then transitions into slow jazz as we open to space, outer space, where the possibilities for our protagonists are endless. We're introduced to them: Spike, the rugged-haired, rough personality cowboy, and Jet, the big-bodied father figure. This opening is ridiculously good. It introduces our characters, the setting, the world, the vibe of the world, and sets the stakes right away as we find out that these guys are bounty hunters. And they're broke bounty hunters because they're having beef and bell peppers without the beef, and still calling it beef and bell peppers, which Spike also pointed out. So now that we've established that they're broke, they gotta go after this guy and his girl. The guy's name is Asimov. Jet tries to look up clues as to where they are, and Spike, being Spike, goes to a spiritual shaman to figure out where the target is. They arrive in TJ, a distinctly downtrodden city in another system. Every place our protagonists visit in Cowboy Bebop has a very distinct vibe to it, with different people and cultures that are sometimes representative of real people and real cultures, so that's very cool, especially for the 90s. These places often come with characters that give the place further personality. For example, in this first episode, 3 old construction site workers are playing cards, and one of them has memory problems, so he keeps accusing the others of cheating, and how him and his friends built this place, talking about his friends sitting right in front of him. If you don't think about how sad that is, it's fucking hilarious to imagine some old construction dude just losing his shit over people who he thinks are strangers scamming him, or actually just his friends cheating him out of some of his money. It's not the dying laughing kind of funny, but I can't help but smile about it every time I think about it. Kind of funny, if you know what I mean. Anyway, we're introduced to the target, Asimov, for the episode, and his distinctly hot and Latina girlfriend. He is peddling this drug called Bloody Eye, which he stole the entire stash of from a crime organization called the Syndicate. Now, the Syndicate, being bad people, are a crime organization, but even being criminals, they don't like their shit being stolen. So now he has a bounty on his head. And of course, the Syndicate has sent their own men after him as well. It is later revealed to us that his girlfriend wants to sell the drugs and start a new life on Mars with him. Mars is, from what I understand, basically the Earth of Cowboy Bebop's world, so if you've got the dough, you can lead a very good life in Mars. To sell said drug, Asimov and his girlfriend arrive at a bar. The drug our target friend is selling enhances the user's reflexes, from what I can gather, though it's not explained very clearly. So I don't know exactly what it does, but that's round about a good idea. The deal is about to go down, but a few goons interrupt them. Goons from the Syndicate. Asimov is outnumbered, but he takes Bloody Eye and then proceeds to beat off several men and suck the life out of them. They never stood a chance. Spike, in the meantime, meets up with our targets and his girl, bumps into his girl, and in typical Spike fashion, steals a hot dog off of her. By the way, she has all the vials of the drugs in her belly to make it look like she's pregnant, and Spike does not know this at this time. So for all he knows, he bumped into a pregnant woman with a baby to steal a hot dog and offer her some cigarettes. Spike tries to use his cowboy charm on her, which fails. She finds out he's a bounty hunter, and then her boyfriend almost chokes her to death. But she saves him because he offered her cigarettes, and he's kind of cute, I guess. This is also not very well explained, though I am gonna chalk it up to the kindness of a random woman. Anyway, Jet finds Spike taking a nap, and the Syndicate finds our target. So now Spike and the Syndicate are after the same target. They're shooting each other, and they're shooting at the target. They're both headed to the border where the police are patrolling. Asimov has been on very high dosages of the drug at this point, and as his girlfriend begs him not to take any more because it's killing him, he takes some anyway. It could be that he's just trying to get them out of a bad situation, but I don't understand how faster reflexes would help you steer a big-ass spaceship, so at this point he's just addicted. His girlfriend can see it too. And as they approach the police-guarded border, the girlfriend takes his gun and shoots him in the head with it. and then hugs his lifeless body as they both approach death, because death is now inevitable anyway. And as the police open fire, the vials, Asimov, his girlfriend, and their dreams all float in space, bullet riddled and dead as they can be. What struck me most about this episode was that it wasn't as much about the protagonists as the world and the characters within it. The story sort of unfolds regardless of our protagonists, and that gives it a certain sense of vastness, of it being a real place, you know what I mean? Perhaps the story was even more about our world than it was about the protagonist, that they didn't really have a final say in the outcome of the story, this time anyway. And how good the dub is. It's almost as good as Ghost Stories, but not quite. I really love this series, and I will be continuing this retrospect analysis for all the episodes if I can. Goodbye.